Hey, good afternoon everybody and happy Friday. Well, I was getting ready to pull the convertible out of the garage here and start doing some work on the Bullitt here. I was going to change my plugs. I've got a set of NGK plugs for it. I'm going to put some new plugs in her. Let's see, I got Motorcraft for the convertible. I got to do that yet. I've got a air fuel ratio gauge that I'm going to put in the Bullitt. I am just waiting for the pod that I ordered today that goes on the steering column because I just have the one pod. So I'm going to do some stuff to the Bullitt. I got a new clutch for it I have a new clutch for it to get ready for some more track stuff with it, so that'll be nice. But I'm not going to be pulling the convertible out because of, well, it is Florida here and it's raining and it's hot as hell out here right now, so I'm not going to do anything with that. So I'm just gonna, I guess we'll wait for another day. Maybe I'll start on the plugs and get those done. I think I will. I think we'll start on the plugs and get those done, so I'll update you as I'm going. I'm going to plug the compressor in, so that'll be noisy. I want to blow out the spark plug tube with air before you pull the plug so you keep the dirt out. So we'll see. You guys have a good day. So once I pull the bolt out and the coil pack, which is right there, look down in there and the spark plug, and I want to just make sure that I blow out any debris that's in there so it stays out of the motor. So, I mean, we're just starting. So, I got these four on this side and then those four on that side, obviously with it being a V8. So, let's pull a plug and see what it looks like. Well, plug doesn't look too bad, especially for being in there for a little while. So, but it's time to replace it. So we're pulling the NGK out and we're putting NGKs back in. So it's just going to be a slow process and we'll go through and make sure everything's good. So it's summertime in August in Florida, so it's hotter than hell. I've got to get my anti-seize to put on the threads. As you know, these Fords are known for blowing spark plugs out if you don't get them in properly. So we're just going to go ahead and take our time. The engine's cold, it hasn't been run. So we're going to take our time, get everything done. I'll update you when we're finished. So, new plug, anti-seize on the threads. Had to run up to AutoZone and get some anti-seize. So now, slide it down in. You want to be careful not to cross thread anything. I usually use a hose. Get this in there. And according to the Ford manual, you need to torque these to 11 foot-pounds. So we get my nice torque wrench here. And 11 foot-pounds. So once we get that, get a nice click. We're at 11 foot-pounds. Take that off. Pull off our plug wire, our spark plug socket, and then go ahead. I'm going to put a little bit of electrolyte grease on the end of my coil pack and then plug it back in, bolt it on, and work on the next one. So it's just the same process over and over again, but the fun one is underneath the intake over here, trying to get to it. But we'll just pull the intake off and the intake, and we'll get it done that way. So there you have it. Okay, well, driver's side is done. I did break the rule though. I did the easy side first. Usually you want to do the difficult side first, just to help with motivation. But it is Florida, it is summertime, so keeping hydrated. And then in a minute I'll start on the other side. 4 down, 4 to go. Had to disconnect some connections over there. Always make sure you put your connections back together or it'll run like crap when you first start it up. So everything's reconnected. Be careful when you're disconnecting anything from plastic lines that the ends don't break, because then it's a run to the parts store or an online order that you're waiting for. So that is done on one side. I'm going to do the passenger side next, then clean everything up, clean the car up. I got a show in a couple of weeks for the Hope Charities for the Mid-Florida Mustang Club's putting on a show, so I'm going to attend that and take the Bullitt. And she needs to get back on the track, but that'll have to wait till after the clutch is done. I have a new McLeod clutch for it, a new flywheel and everything. I'm finally going to get rid of that spec clutch that I've never really been happy with. Some people like them, some people don't. I don't. So there you go. There you have it on that. And I'll get back to work in a minute, and then we'll start it up when I'm done and see how she runs. So on this side, I started in the back. You got to be very careful of this connection here. This is a very fragile point on these with that plastic. So carefully get it out. Now I got the new plug on, so I'm going to feed it through. And then drop it down into there carefully. Start it. And then the thread started. And then we'll go ahead and tighten it and then torque it down. Just being very careful not to break anything. Use a lot of extensions, and we'll get to the most difficult one in a minute. So alright, so I saved the last plug, the worst plug for last. So we're going to feed this down into the tube. Alright, and get it started. Alright, now we got it started. Here's my ratchet. Here's my ratchet. Alright. Get this relatively threaded in there. Alright. And I'll take this off. Sorry about the brightness of the light there. We'll put my 3/8 drive torque wrench on and torque it to 11 foot-pounds, just like the rest of them. Okay. Drive out the clutch. So now, the worst part about this is, get this out of there. Get my other extension out. And spark plug socket out of there. Alright, so that's in, that's in. The worst part is putting in that 7mm bolt right there. You see it right there? It's just so tight with the throttle body in the way. But I have a short 7mm socket, and we'll just get it done. So there's the extent of changing the spark plugs. The next thing we're going to do is start the car up and go from there. See what happens. see how it sounds. Hopefully we don't have any misses. Alright, well, it is all back together. Everything is ready to go. Okay, so everything is back together now, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to put this on the convertible here for a second. Sorry about my appearance. I'm out in the garage sweating, and we're going to see if she starts. Yeah, I need to oil that hinge. Ready? Alright, so the plugs are in, the car starts, it runs, all is good. And next we'll clean it up after I have some lunch. So, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll post this video up. Remember, like it, share it, make comments below. Tell me what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, and we'll go from there. So, eventually we'll get back to the other shop and all the other cars and the race cars. But Rick's been very busy doing his projects around his house, and I've been doing my projects around my house. So eventually we'll get back to all the other stuff. You guys have a great day. I'm trying to keep stuff going while we're doing our projects, so that's why I'm doing this stuff here at my house instead of in the building. Plus he lives about an hour away from me, so you know, the lift's great, but I didn't need it for this. I will need it for the clutch and for the install of the air fuel ratio gauge, so that'll go on the steering wheel. I ordered the part for that, so I'm waiting for that to come in. Should be here Tuesday, and then we'll see how long it takes me to get underneath and drill a hole in this thing. You guys have a great day, and I will be posting again up soon. Bye.